Marco.
Play some more
Marco.
Marco.
Yep.
Come on, Marco. Fuck him.
We did it. We survived. We live to fight another day. We live to fight another day against the evil cabal that goes by the made-up fake name, dishonest name of multi-level marketing. We did it. We're here. They haven't killed me yet. Mr. Never Been Killed. Mr. Never Lost a Lawsuit. Back in the flesh once more.
Bingo.
Thank you. Thank you. The most humble. The most humble, the most brave, the most honest. Okay, let's get sorted here, right? Okay, that's good. Thank you. Okay, Goon roll call is commencing right this moment, and I just want to make sure that I'm not blowing out everybody's speakers with a loud mic, because sometimes, even though I don't change any settings, the shit is too loud, so that's good. Okay, welcome. Make sure you thumbs up the ting.
Thumbs up the ting.
It costs nothing to thumbs up the stream, and it actually absolutely helps with pushing the video through the algorithm and the whoop-de-whoop, so you have to do it, and there's no choice about it. Aw, thank you. Look at the chat. Just take a moment and look at the chat. All 500,000 people watching right now. Take a look at the chat. Take a look at how many likes there are versus how many people there are watching, and see if the math makes sense. Okay? Look at the chat. Look at the green. Look at the blue. I love it when there's not even a break in it. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 comments before, 7 comments before we even have a non-mod or member. Burger Baron, Brandon, Benjamin, Starla, Legend Gaming, Benjamin again. Chris. Did anyone hear about Marco and Vibes Cartel? It could happen. You never know. Free up world boss, as they say. Triggered Petite. Triggered Petite says she's been watching for many years, but always had the same username. What did your old username used to be? Joe, what up, Joe? Sleepy Joe, am I right? Where's the
Chocolate chip.
Little Marco.
little Marco? You know,
Because you'd be in jail.
so true. Where's the Trump one where he says, "Well, baby, how good was that?"
So, baby, how good was that?
So good. Ojas, am I saying it right? Ojas. New berries. Welcome. Make sure you guys thumbs up the ting. It's another great day. We've got a great show for you, ladies and gentlemen. I've never said that before, and I probably never will again, but we've absolutely got a great Bumbleclaw show for you today. What else? I don't really have any pressing news. I don't really have any pressing news to share with you immediately. Things are still moving along in the background behind the scenes, lawsuit wise and assassin wise. I'm preparing to move, actually. You know, the family is moving, so you know, I'll still be in Canada for a little bit, probably another couple months before I embark on another worldly quest. And so yeah, that's going to be, hopefully there's no interruption in the streaming schedule, but I'll definitely be here for Halloween, where I will, pending the filling of this donegal, dress as Patrick Bet-David for Halloween, which would be absolutely hilarious.
We gave him the money. Boom.
Hey, Marco, don't do this.
So, yeah, today what we're going to do is we're going to watch, after there's 30 people watching and only 18 thumbs ups. It doesn't make sense, but I don't make the rules, I guess. I need to fix a little bit of that elbow is kind of like off, isn't it? I know what I need to do. I absolutely know. Probably doesn't even look like I did anything to you, but I did. But I absolutely did. And I absolutely can't believe you've done this. Uh-oh. There we are. Live editing. The beauty of OBS and not using a green screen, but actually being out there in the desert in Egypt. Can't believe you've done this. Okay, well, also, special announcement. Even though I just said I had no news, but I remember Joseph says I might go a hair down on the volume. Is that so? I mean, shit. I sound absolutely incredible. I sound What you on about, Joseph? I mean, Benjamin. Okay, let's see. If I turn the gain down a little tiny bit. No, it's already all the
God did.
Come wait, triple gold platinum
why is it glitching out?
DIDDDDD. 50
What
Canadian
the heck? Why is the
dollars.
donor alert
Everybody
glitching
drop
out?
the
Are you
bags
seeing
and no.
this? Was that a mirage? Did y'all hear anything when that popped up? Dude, what the fuck? That was weird, right? I saw the DJ Khaled God did and the donation, but hold on, let me find that history. Can I play the alert? Can I replay an alert for a donation that already happened? We got a donation from Cumway Triple Gold Platinum, $50.
Jose Cabuco donated
Everybody
10
drop
Canadian
bags.
dollars.
Everybody drop the
Wagwan.
bags and nobody gets hurt. FYI, 88 could also stand for Hulk Hogan. He's a numbers guy. Oh yes, okay. Where was 88? Where's that from? Where did somebody write 88 somewhere? Jose Cabuco. What? Where? Bro, are donations not showing up for y'all? What's happening? Hold on. Oh wait, you could hear it. Why couldn't I fucking hear it? I have the... Whoa, and the Jose Cabuco audio went through? What the hell is going on? Why can't I hear that? Hello? What the absolute heck? Hold on, let me do a test donation. That was strange. Alert box. Okay, let's see if I can hear it. Test YouTube, test Streamlabs tip. I heard that. That was a fake one.
Kevin donated 15 Canadian dollars. This is a test donation for 15 Canadian dollars.
Okay, interesting. So I can hear that. Hold on a second. Let me do this again. Test Streamlabs tipping. Okay, I hear the dring dring.
Kevin donated 67 Canadian dollars. This is a test donation for 67 Canadian dollars.
Okay, I heard that. That should work. I don't know. It should work now. I don't know what the hell happened. Anyways, thank you so much, Jose Cabuco and Cumway Triple Platinum, whatever. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. Appreciate you all. Thank you so much. So kind. Backing up the Brinks truck within the opening minutes of the stream. Have you gotten, or got, I don't know what the proper tense is. Have you got your anti-pyramid t-shirt from alwaysmarcomerch.com? You see how I match the black with the red with the black. Alwaysmarcomerch.com. The link is in the chat, which you can use the link. You see in the chat message, I wrote, what did I write? Use code GOONS for a discount. Shh. Top secret. Cheaper clothing hacks. Get a mug. Get a phone case. Actually, is the mug still on there right now? It should be. Yeah, the anti-pyramid mug. Get a one-on-one call. Get the Goon Juice mug. Come on now. What up, everybody? Walt Turner. You love to see it. We're in Egypt right now. Any updates on Miss Marco, the Latina from the gym? See, now you're asking the important questions before we get into the stream. But I'll tell you what. Jose says, let's all donate to Marco right now as a test. Hey, I'm not going to oppose it. I know my lawyers, plural, are watching the stream right now. Licking real barbecue sauce off their fingers. Brandon says, I got 2 t-shirts and the one-on-one phone call is so true. 10 out of 10 would recommend best fitting t-shirts. Brandon, spreading that cult propaganda just like I would expect. Thank you so much, Brandon. It was great talking to you. How's my man Marco the Narco? Just over here moving them bricks, I guess. What can I say? There is no update as of yet on my Latina wife from the gym. As congrats on WFG hitting 800K views. Did it? Did that happen? I'll take things that happened. Yeah, it did. Damn, motherfucker. Damn. Damn, son. Where'd you find this? Yeah, I guess it's true. 800K views. Creeping up on the ACN video. Neither of which are even close to my most viewed video, but I don't even know what I'm talking about when I say that. So yeah, that's cool. Also, little increase in the quality. Are y'all seeing right here that there's a it looks like it's popped out a little bit more? I don't know why it took me so long to figure to do this in OBS or to even search if it was possible. But yes, you can add a drop shadow in OBS, and I added a drop shadow to that source. So wow, isn't that absolutely amazing? Absolutely congratulations to me for mucking about and figuring that out to add a drop shadow because it looks so great. So that's good. Okay, you know what I wanted to do? This was the special announcement. What I wanted to do, and I talked about it last stream, and then I forgot about it, and I didn't do it last stream, was after this stream, if you are a member of my Discord, which I'm putting the link in the chat right now to join the Discord, which is absolutely free. If you're a member of my Discord, we will go into the Discord voice chat in my Discord server, voice chat channel, which is appropriately titled The Opportunity Call. There's also the Starbucks pitch meeting, but we will go into the Opportunity Call as a family, as a cult, and we will just chat and hang out. Who knows? Maybe we can play one of the built-in Discord games. Maybe we'll talk. Maybe you have questions you've always wanted to ask me. Maybe you want to see if I'm the same person on stream as I am on almost basically streaming, but in a more interactive way. Hey, all those questions can be answered if you pull up. So, yes. Walt Turner, great question. How do people get access to these custom emojis that you've been putting in the chat, like the flaming bag of money, the Aaron Paul, I take responsibility.
I take responsibility.
The Heartage emoji from the first World Financial Group video. You get that by becoming a member. If you're on the computer, you can go down. There's a little $ icon. You can click that, and you'll have the option to select Super Sticker. Let me just show y'all, demo it. Super Sticker, Super Chat, or Membership. Or you can gift memberships. And if you click gift memberships, it'll give memberships to other people. Holy shit, this is how much they are? I didn't even know. Dude, I didn't even know I could view this. Membership, how much is a membership? Oh, only $5 a month, dude. Oh shit, or $10.99 a month. 20. Let me see what these perks get. These perks, okay. Video chat perk, what the fuck? I gotta change that. I'm undercharging for that. I gotta change that. $200 a month, 2 video chats a month. I gotta turn that off. I'm undercutting myself. But yeah, okay. You can gift memberships and get them for other people too. One membership, $5 Canadian. So that's like what, $2 USD. 5 memberships, $24.95. 10 memberships is $50. Okay. See, this is what I mean when I say y'all gotta put respect on 51 Sherry when she comes in the chat and she's dropped 20 memberships before, $100. 50 memberships, 250 Bumble Pussy Ross Clot Blood Clot Dollar? That's crazy. So that is how. And yeah, that's absolutely mental, isn't it? The gift memberships you send will be publicly announced. Lucky recipients selected by YouTube get 1 month of access to perks from executive team leader. Oh, can't believe you've done this. I can't believe. Oh yeah, that emoji of me sleeping is from listening to Scott and Peter Losing Fortunes radio, and they drone on and on. It goes on and on. Hold on, who's messaging me? Baller Busters on Instagram. If you don't follow them, they just Baller Busters loves to post me. I love. Baller Busters just posted me again. Let me share it on my story.
Worried about my business model, I would go on CoffeeZilla.
If CoffeeZilla is making videos about you, you fucked up. That's number one. Okay? I'm talking like Patrick now. That's number one, okay? By the way, do you think if I was worried about my business model, I would go on CoffeeZilla? I've had countless multi-level marketing scammers willingly join me for debates on my channel because they are so deluded that they actually believe they can convince me and or my audience that what they're doing is totally above board. And just like Patrick did in his debate with CoffeeZilla, they crumble, they deviate, they deflect, they go around in circles, they answer questions with questions, they attack your credibility, they attack the source, they tell you some story, and that's exactly what Patrick did in his 2021 debate with CoffeeZilla. This is like a variation of the other argument people in MLMs use where they say, well, if it was illegal, we would have been shut down a long time ago. If we were scamming, we wouldn't be allowed to operate. As though every person who's committing crime, as soon as they commit the crime, just magically teleports to jail. As if the FTC has unlimited financial resources to litigate these companies and investigate them, which takes usually many, many years. The pompous, overconfident, malicious, lying way that Patrick Bet David doubles down on these claims reminds me of the video of Bernie Madoff when he's doing an interview before he was captured, where he says it's virtually impossible in today's regulatory environment to break the rules while he was running a Ponzi scheme.
In today's regulatory environment, it's virtually impossible to violate rules.
You think
Thanks, Marco.
Money. Knowledge.
So good at it. So who breaks it down? Who breaks it down and paints the town like always, Marco? There's 0 people. Baller Busters, shout out Baller Busters for posting me on there again. Yeah, let me post this on my story. There we go. Wow. This is the thing. I was talking about this recently about how I need an editor, and actually one of the goons hit me up, one of you guys, and I checked out the work. Here's the thing before is people have offered to edit for me before or to like make thumbnails and stuff. And like some of the thumbnails are good, but like when it comes to actually editing, I ask people like, can you send me like some sort of portfolio or something? And it's just not good. So, yeah. But anyways, this guy who hit me up actually has certainly good enough editing skills. Certainly enough editing skills for what I'm looking for. So hopefully that means I can release more stuff, a higher frequency, because why the fuck did that look microwave quality on my story, but it looks perfect on the feed? Absolutely doesn't make any sense whatsoever. 50,000 fucking views already? Huh? Oh, it's just not showing there yet? 50,000 fucking views. Okay, it's going. It's growing. Baller Busters says, let me know if you want to upload with captions. What are you talking about? They should have captions. My dream thing is to be able to drop one video every single week and one short /TikTok /reel every other day. And I do think it's possible. Do these all they all have captions, don't they? Yes. 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 Okay, so I did it correctly. Sounds good. They all have captions on them. Boom. Why does that look like dog shit on my story, though? Oh, no, there, it fixed. Does that ever happen to you guys when you post something on your story? It looks like shit at first, and then after a minute, it's fine. I remember when I first got this phone, I literally took this phone back to the Apple store because I was like, why does the phone quality look like shit when I take a selfie? And the Apple store was like, I don't know. And anyways, it just needed to, I guess they needed to fix the algorithm on the phone. Even right now, if I immediately take a selfie on my phone and then I look at it, it looks like shit. And then if I wait for a couple seconds while looking at it, it's like you can literally see it processing while I'm looking at it. It's insane. Or as Joe Rogan would say, it's mental, man. Or it's insane, man. Jessica the Pilot in the Discord, I saw you left and then rejoined. You have to click, I fixed it for you, but you have to click the green question mark in the verification and rules tab in order for it to give you access to the rest of the, it's to make sure you're not a bot. It's like a 2-factor authentication. PBD for Halloween is wild. You like that? Do you know how many people make money in the insurance industry? Have you ever heard of an FMO? Do you understand quality of earnings? This is the thing, is like the track record of Patrick not answering did he or does he run an MLM? It just continues to grow. First, it was the 2021 debate with CoffeeZilla, where CoffeeZilla just straight up asked him, are you saying you didn't run an MLM? He's like, I'm going to give you your answer here in a minute, and then goes on to some story. When I was in the military, blah, 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 Iran. And then, again, on the Jubilee thing, instead of answering the question, he goes, he says, he answers the question with a question, what's the definition of multi-level? Which, by the way, no matter what you said, he would have been like, that's not the definition. Let me educate you. Like a fucking cock. And then, what else? Oh, yeah. Do you know what equality of earnings is? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I actually had a little bit of a back and forth, which I was taken by. I was confused by this because it's with somebody who is in the sort of like scam exposing space, if you will. LOL. Like within the wider niche of exposing scams, right? Here, let me show you this. Let me educate you, as Patrick would say. Okay, look. So here's the Baller Busters Instagram. Okay, here's the post that was made the other day. Okay, here's Spencer. Shout out to Spencer Cornelia. You know, I like Spencer. I've seen he's commented on my videos before. He's commented here on the Baller Busters thing. I don't think we've ever personally DM'd, but so he comments on this. And he says, I'm generally not a fan of MLMs, but this guy, meaning the guy in the clip debating Patrick, didn't exactly make a strong argument. If I was a neutral observer, I wouldn't think Patrick had done anything wrong. Learning how to debate is sometimes just as valuable as the words you speak. Okay. He says, not referring to Marco. So then this he got 10 likes on the comment. This account also gets 10 likes responding to Spencer and says, nothing wrong. The guy calls him out on charging sign-up fees for his pyramid scheme, and what does Patrick do? Be careful defaming me. Get real, Spencer. I'm not going to say get real, Spencer, but like, I've talked about him. I made a full 25-minute long video explaining in detail, in depth, how his MLM scheme works. CoffeeZilla's done a video on him before, and he's debated him before. Like, we know at this point he's a multi-level marketing guy, okay? I reply, and I say to Spencer, I agree he didn't do a great job. I go more into depth in my full video on YouTube, showing just how far Patrick went to deflect away from his scammer history. In that, the guy debating him makes some more points too, such as the limited context of short clips. Spencer says, I watched the full original video, and the guest did not present his arguments clearly. He seemed eager to keep talking about the definition of pyramid schemes instead of articulating why PHP might be construed as one. Also, okay, first of all, weird that you're going off about the guy's debate tactics rather than just accepting the truth of the situation, but I digress. Also, PHP wouldn't be able to sell for $250 million or whatever it was if it was a pyramid scheme or not a valuable enterprise. So his argument is already kind of void. I'm not going to lie. I've enjoyed a lot of Spencer Cornelia's videos before. I don't know the guy personally, and so I'm not saying anything bad about him. But this was a shock to me to hear him write that, to see him write that. Like the immediate reaction I have to that is like, I just think to myself, like, dude, you know better than that. Like, for sure you know better than that. Where's the let me find the word I'm looking for to explain this. I'm trying to hold on. I'm trying to figure out the word of this. Okay, how do I explain this? Basically, like, something having not yet been determined to have been a crime or a fraud or a pyramid scheme or whatever by a regulator, has, like FTC, Competition Bureau, just because they haven't figured that out yet doesn't mean it's not true, basically. Okay? So, you don't have to, like, isn't that what investigative journalism is for? To break stories before, like, as far as I know, journalists don't have any responsibility to make sure that regulators have, like, prosecuted a scam before they report on it, So, anyways, continuing on with this thing with Spencer, because I can't remember the word that I'm looking for. Hold on, I have it written here somewhere. I was having this conversation the other day, and somebody said it. Anyways, basically just the absence of a prior ruling doesn't change the facts, right? Here, actually, you know what? I know exactly where it is. Sorry. Okay, here it is. The determinative is the word I'm looking for.
Marco.
Determinative is the word that I'm looking for. Okay, just because no regulator or court has declared that Patrick's MLM is a pyramid scheme is not a determinative fact. It's like you can't prove a negative. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, if somebody says to you, prove Santa isn't real, I wouldn't be able to do that because the absence of evidence of Santa being real is the evidence. Do you get what I'm saying? If something isn't real, there would be no evidence for it. So you can't then demand that a person conjure up evidence out of nothing for a nothing. You can't prove a nothing, if that makes sense. So just because insert any MLM has not been determined to be a pyramid scheme is not a determinative fact or statement or circumstance. Yeah, it hasn't been determined to be that. Doesn't mean it isn't that. It just means that there hasn't been an investigation into it. It would be a different story if there was an investigation into it and the regulators said, no, it's not a pyramid scheme. The MLM crowd loves to talk about Neora. Neora was this MLM formerly called Nerium. Neora was this MLM that was sort of a landmark case because it was the first time since 1979 that an MLM, that the FTC had brought a pyramid scheme case against an MLM saying they were an illegal pyramid scheme. In the ruling, which the MLM crowd loves to leave this out of the ruling, it was not determined that Neora was a pyramid scheme. However, let me find Neora FTC ruling. And there's a quote from the judge. See, Neora's website. Historic Neora lawsuit win. Neora wins FTC case. The court denied the FTC. They're always going to make it sound like super great, right? However, if we go to here, September 2023, here we go. Reasonable fact. Let me find it. Basically, hold on. FTC, Neora. I'm trying to find the exact quote because Neora loves to talk about how they beat here. This is the quote from Thank You Behind MLM for this. Okay, so this is it. This is from June 2024. This was updated. Neora has lost a bid to have the FTC cover $5.2 million in attorney's fees and expenses. Following its decisive win against the FTC, Neora filed a motion requesting the FTC cover its expenses. Nice try. In support of its motion, Neora argued that in light of its victory, the FTC's positions were not substantially justified. So they're trying to basically say that it was frivolous from my understanding. The FTC, the court sided with the FTC. And it's important to note when the FTC, when Neora is saying like, oh, the FTC's position wasn't substantially justified, you should note that the judge says The absence of binding case law and clear guidelines renders the pyramid scheme inquiry highly discretionary, meaning it's basically up to the judge that's overseeing it at the moment, because there's an absence of case law and an absence of guidelines that render pyramid scheme inquiries discretionary, aka there's no set of rules. Although the FTC did not prevail here, its position might have satisfied a different reasonable fact finder. So the court here, to my understanding, is basically saying, even though we didn't side with the FTC on this one, and it was, the charge of a pyramid scheme didn't stick, if it had been a different judge, it might have. So, and if it weren't for the fact that there was an absence of case law and clear guidelines, the charges may have stuck. That's the way I understand it. And then behind MLM writes, enough of the silly ambiguity. It doesn't help the FTC, and it doesn't help consumers trying to understand and evaluate MLM companies. Exactly. I agree. It just leads to confusion. So it's not determinative. The reason I bring this up when talking about Spencer's comments here is because Spencer saying PHP wouldn't be able to sell for $250 million or whatever it was, if it wasn't a valuable enterprise, is completely nonsense. I'm sorry. But it's also not determinative. Okay? Here, I'm already getting new comments on this clip from people being like, you should have done research. To sell that company, they would have had to do due diligence. I understand that. But the due diligence that a buyer would have to do of an MLM company means very little if the MLM fraud is legal. So due diligence, if the thing they're doing is which is fraud, is legal fraud, then due diligence, do schmilishments. You know what I mean? Then due diligence, who cares? Yeah, due diligence, everything looks above board. We're committing fraud, but it's totally legal. Everything looks great. And that's why I used the analogy of slavery before, because it's the most morally reprehensible thing. Slavery was legal too. And I'm sure if a rich guy wanted to go buy the plantation of some older slave owner who was dying and he wanted to sell his plantation, I'm sure there would have been some sort of due diligence, quality of earnings process as well. And they would have gone, yep, okay, well, they're tilling the fields and they're picking the cotton and the white boys are whipping them and da-da-da. And they would have gone, yep, everything looks great. They're still doing slavery. So don't tell me, oh, well, PHP wouldn't be able to sell for $250 million if it was a pyramid scheme. That's completely not true. And if Spencer had watched this full clip, never mind my full video, I even showed the clip of Bernie Madoff at the end where I say, this reminds me of Bernie Madoff and his pyramid scheme and his Ponzi scheme, and how he was so like brazen about how he was running a Ponzi scheme the whole time, but acting like, oh yeah, it's impossible to break the rules. Come on, man. Just appeal to authority, quality of choppy memes. I don't know why I'm not hearing these notifications for the donos. What's happening? I'm not hearing the super chat. Here, let me do an alert test for YouTube super chat. YouTube super chat. YouTube super chat. I could hear that. That's a fake one.
Kevin dropped a bag $23 pawn
Weird.
super chat.
Very
this
weird.
This is a test super chat.
Dono alert. Properties. Refresh cache. Refresh, shut down. See, why am I not hearing this? Can you guys hear that? I'm not even seeing it come up. I'm not even hearing any of that. Why? What the fuck? That's so strange, dude. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm not hearing these donation sound effects. Let me go to the stream and see if they actually, can y'all hear? And I'm seeing super chats in the chat, too. What the heck? What the helly? Here, let's see. Can I hear this? Oh, there was no audio on that either. So I just hear the donation, the jingle. I don't hear the actual thingy. the actual speech. Okay. Professional YouTuber right here, everyone. You can hear the sound effects. Okay, Dono alert. Google Chrome. Whatever. Whatevs. So, okay, thank you, by the way, before I forget. Thank you, Choppy Memes, becoming a member. Wow, Regional Vice President. I love to see that. And a $10 super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thumbs up the king.
Love your channel. You are doing honest work that is so needed in the current online scene. Mwah, mwah. Pray hands, pray hands. Thank you. Yes. Benjamin says, absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. Bars in this case. Beetlejuice says, currently at the zoo with my wife and daughters. We'll be watching the stream later. Do you have any update on the Latina mommy from the gym? Okay, if we fill this dono goal, I will tell you I will continue the story of the Latina mommy from the gym. Actually, there isn't. That's a lie. There isn't anything to continue because I haven't seen her again. But I do have another thing that I wanted to say on my building off of the relationship blurb that I was giving on the last stream where I was talking about like playing it cool and whatever. There was something else I wanted to say that was like a bar that I forgot to say. So remind me and I'll come back to it. Chris says, if something is illegal, it's illegal. If you have to pay to do it, it's extortion. Bars. Sam Bankman-Fried and Elizabeth Holmes made tons of money while being frauds. Exactly. And anyways, we'll get to me explaining this to Spencer. Ed209 says Spencer was also wooed by gambling guru fraud Mickey Mays and seemed to be sponsored by a shady crypto thing last time I watched one of his videos. Interesting. So anyways, let's just continue on with these comments here. I was just shocked by this because I even made the very apt analogy of Bernie Madoff. He says he could have won attacking other aspects of it, but was too insistent on gotcha quotes. For the record, in-person debates is incredibly difficult, so I'm not faulting him. And I say to Spencer, I addressed this quality of earnings claim in my full video too. Please don't tell me you think PHP or any MLM is a good company. Slavery was legal too. Bernie Madoff had no problem doing business before he was caught. Billions were invested in FTX. The list goes on. Just because there hasn't been a regulatory investigation to determine if PHP is a pyramid scheme doesn't mean it isn't one. Bars, always right, always Marco.
Thanks, Marco.
Okay. Spencer then says, I think the MLM business model should be abolished in the USA. And then, I agree, I'm with you. And then it's like, boom, you had me in the first half. Most don't fit the definition of a pyramid scheme, which is why they're not shut down. This is just objectively wrong on two fronts. One, that most don't fit the definition of a pyramid scheme. Well, when the definition of a pyramid scheme is amorphous and abstract and hasn't been specified, just like the court said in the Neora case, there's a lack of case law, case precedent, and guidelines. What is the definition? This is why it's such a trick when Patrick asks, what's the definition of multi-level? Because exactly, what is the definition of multi-level? If we go to the fucking page of the FTC's website about multi-level marketing and pyramid schemes, which I've been on thousands of times on these streams, it says the official definition is businesses that involve selling products to family and friends and recruiting other people to do the same are called multi-level marketing. Some MLMs are illegal pyramid schemes. Oh, there's the kicker. Okay, so even the thing that you just described as a business and a legitimate thing, supposedly, you then say in the next sentence, some of them are illegal pyramid schemes. So then it says, how do you spot a pyramid scheme? Well, you can look for the red flags, and here are the red flags, which I've talked about many times before. Guess what, Spencer and anyone else? Go look at any MLM. All of these will be present, I guarantee you. Okay? So I respectfully disagree. I say this to Spencer. By the way, that comment, I think, is telling that it got 0 likes. Of all the people who are following this thread and replying, that comment got 0 likes. I reply, and I say, I respectfully disagree. They all do match the traits of a pyramid scheme, even if not matching the official definition, which even the FTC is unclear and contradictory on. They are still around because of political lobbying and limited regulatory resources for investigation and prosecution. This is why even the biggest MLMs like Herbalife are allowed to pay a $200 million settlement instead of being shut down for being a pyramid. It's less hassle for the FTC to just settle and move on than to litigate for years. This is repeated over and over to the point that nothing is done about the wider industry of MLM. And famously, that was a great example for me to bring up, the Herbalife thing, because famously or infamously, Edith Ramirez, the then chair of the FTC during the Herbalife settlement, said they were not determined not to have been a pyramid, which has to go down in history as one of the most gobbledygook, nonsensical, shameful, put your foot in your mouth moments in all of FTC history and all of consumer regulatory history of the world. They were not determined not to have been a pyramid. Are you fucking retarded? And by the way, that was during the Q&A session, during the press conference that the FTC was doing, and some guy calls in. You can see this in the John Oliver video where he also made fun of this moment in front of like 30 plus million people. Some guy calls in and asks the word, so were they a pyramid scheme, basically? And Edith Ramirez says the word pyramid doesn't appear in our investigation. It's not the label that matters so much as the practices, but they were not determined not to have been a pyramid. For shame! For shame! Then, seemingly out of nowhere, another comment with 0 likes from Spencer. Spencer says, falsely claiming someone is operating a pyramid scheme is defamatory per se. He's replying to this guy who is Gil Negrete, who said, still, he shouldn't threaten legal action, meaning Patrick shouldn't say, be very careful with defaming, which I agree with. He shouldn't threaten legal action. That got 5 likes. Yes, I agree. Spencer says to that guy, falsely claiming someone is operating a pyramid scheme is defamatory per se. At this point, it seems Spencer has completely lost the plot, because I say, the guy in the clip never said PBD was running a pyramid scheme. He said people would have to pay Pat to work for him at PHP. This is true. And that's what PBD cried defamation over. And then I never got another reply from Spencer. But Ballerbuster said you'd be surprised to learn how many big names DM'd our team about Patrick screwing them over in business, and that was recent. Guy is certified scum. Okay, so what the fuck? So I swear, doing this shit, if it weren't for me being able to talk to people like Robert and like, I don't know, just people that get it, I swear I'd be losing my mind, bro, because sometimes I feel like I'm the only sane person in the world when I do this shit. It's just crazy. It's just absolutely mental. It just is. Yeah, I can't hear the text-to-speech either, Jammin' Kid. Ed says, allegedly, in my opinion. Yeah. What up, Annie, Claude? John says, an MLM pyramid scheme is an endless chain where most of the profits come from recruiting. Is that what the FTC says specifically? There's people who seem to be under the impression that a pyramid scheme doesn't have a product. That's wrong. Then there's a group of people that seems to think that a pyramid scheme is when the money comes mostly from recruiting and not product sales. That's also wrong. The FTC clarified this last year on March 15th in the letters from Lois Greisman, head of the Division of Marketing Practices, when she sent the letters to Joe Mariano, who is the then head of the FTC, and Adolfo Franco of the DSSRC. She specifies and clarifies there is no such thing as a primary test or a main source test to determine whether an MLM is a pyramid scheme. It's not 51%. It's not whatever Scott Johnson says it is. That's also incorrect. Okay? So, yeah, it's just... The FTC's page is just as vague. Again, I stick to what Robert FitzPatrick says. Endless chain, pay to play, extreme money transfer, emphasis on recruitment. Welcome to every multi-level marketing company in the world, boys and girls. That's what it is. I don't know what's going on with Spencer, man. Why, Spencer? You know this. You've been around. You know Wagwan. Surely you know Wagwan. You know. It's really interesting, the amount of people that will jump to a scammer's defense, especially Patrick Bet-David. There seems to be this thing. I mean, I've read about this phenomenon too, where like people love to cheer on the rich people, even if they're scammers, because they believe that if they have the right, like, I guess, attitude towards rich people, that one day that's going to be them. Like, bro, do any of you guys who defend Patrick Bet-David, do you guys think that he's going to see your comment and then, like, reach out through DM or, like, send you an email, or just, like, it's going to be like a movie where you're, like, singing on the corner and some record label who was just at dinner is walking down the street and he hears you and go, you know what, kid, you've got it. I'd like to give you a record contract. You're going to be a big star. Do you think that's going to happen? That's never going to happen. And the Instagram version of that would be you kissing Patrick Bet-David's ass in a comment. He's never going to see it. And if he does see it, he's going to be like, nah. And nothing's going to ever happen. Do you think he's going to, like, give you money? You think he's going to be like, thanks for defending me in that Instagram comment. What's your Cash App? I'm so funny. You know? Look at this comment. A little bit of research would have went a long way. To sell a company of his size, they have to go through a DDF, due diligence firm, to ensure a true product or service. You're not able to sell a company of that size with recruitment fees. Well, again, nobody said that. You know? A faceless account here says, the fact you are all debating MLMs and insurance is cute. You all are so young and have no idea how businesses operate. Shut your mouths and find a mentor. Obvious fucking MLM scammer right there, if you ask me. LOL. No profile picture. Not their real name. Private account. Here's another comment. MLMs are not inherently bad, and when done correctly, are not immoral. Scott Johnson alt account? The catch is they are not done correctly or morally by most companies that use them, which is why they are looked down so much and likely why you have a poor opinion on them. I don't know how PEBD's company is structured and I can't comment, but what you said just isn't true. Might be true for Patrick and plenty of others, but they can be done correctly and morally. So objectively fucking wrong. So objectively wrong. It's crazy. And again, the burden of proof is on whoever's making the claim, right? That which can be claimed without evidence can be dismissed without evidence. If you're saying there's a legit way to do it, there's a right way to do it, okay, name one. This is the challenge I put to everybody. Name one company. Name one company that's like an MLM that's doing it right, and I'll do my own digging and help you see if that's the case. But it doesn't matter. It's like playing whack-a-mole. You expose one or one gets shut down. You know, even you guys saw this when I did that debate a couple weeks ago only with what's his name? Jared Wilkins. 3 weeks ago I did that debate with Jared Wilkins from Organo Gold. Dude, there was, what's his name, DL Woods, Mr. Better Than Amazing from I Am Academy in the chat, talking about how great I Am Academy was and denying that it's a scam, even after they've shut down and been sued by the FTC for being a $1.2 billion scam. So if there's no determinative case or case law that shows that they weren't a pyramid scheme or that they weren't determined not to have been a pyramid scheme, they'll say, oh, well, you can't claim that. That's defamation. You can't say it's a pyramid scheme. It's not a pyramid scheme, blah, blah, blah. And even if it is shut down, they'll say, oh, well, it was fine. Or they'll say, oh, it was the owner that was doing some shit. Or, dude, stop this madness. Stop this madness. You know? John says the FTC is more of a problem than MLM, it seems. I don't think it's the FTC. I think I like what Jason Jones said at the MLM conference that I spoke at in 2023, or maybe it was 2024. He says, you can't, like, blame the FTC, really, because it's not the FTC, it's Congress. You know, Congress is the ones who are deciding the budget and the direction of the FTC. You know, I'm typing something. You know, Congress people, the fact that they are able to receive contributions, donations, lobbying dollars, sponsorship, that is a problem, because Congress is supposed to guide the FTC to do the right thing, or like enable them to do their job, essentially. But when those same Congress people are getting donations from MLMers, you know what I mean? It's like the FTC's resources can be used a certain way, but those resources that are allocated to them by Congress are also being influenced. Like, they're chasing after the people who are giving money to Congress in the first place. So we're sort of in this circle, you know, just going around and around on the hamster wheel. There's a settlement here, there's a shutdown there, but there's nothing done about the greater problem. It's all part of the performance of, like, doing something. Robert wrote a great article about that, actually, last year, and I went over that in a video. I forget which one. But, yeah, you know, so there's nothing done about the wider problem because of this corruption. And there's, not to mention, the revolving door between the regulatory agencies and the private sector. Like, how many people from the FTC went on to, you know, work at, like, the board of Herbalife? What was the one guy's name? Former FTC. I want to say his name was Alan. No, former FTC Herbalife. Former FTC chair. I forget his name. John Leibowitz. John Leibowitz, a former Jewish, presumably based on the last name, a former chairman of the FTC, was appointed as a senior advisor to Herbalife's board to oversee compliance with the 2016 FTC settlement regarding its business practices. Additionally, another former FTC commissioner, Pamela Jones-Harbor, served as senior vice president of global member compliance and privacy for Herbalife before the settlement. So, you know, it's like, this is Pamela Jones-Harbor, okay? So, what's the other guy's name? John Leibowitz. Let's pull up a picture of John Leibowitz. John Leibowitz. There's John Leibowitz. So, this complicates things even further, because you have people that are working for the regulatory agencies that then leave the regulatory agency and then go work for the people who are paying the most. Like, the Herbalife settlement, I'm pretty sure, was the biggest FTC settlement in history. Avoiding pyramid scheme label. While the FTC alleged deceptive practices, the settlement allowed Herbalife to avoid a formal declaration that it was operating as a pyramid scheme. Pay us $200 million and you don't have to say you were a pyramid scheme, and we'll let it slide. How the fuck is this allowed? You know, you can forgive my frustration, but as, you know, I've seen this destroy people, destroy families and shit. Okay, am I still missing donations because I'm not seeing it? Let me just check manually the also, thumbs up the ting.
Thumbs up the ting.
Thumbs up the ting. Click like on the ting. You know, let's see. Let me refresh. 800 people watching and only 46 likes. Make it make sense. Okay, here, tipping. Yeah, I'm hoping with getting this editor, if it works out, that I can basically, what I would like to do is record whatever the video is going to be on stream. You know, you've seen me do that before, where like I clip a live stream basically down into a shorter video. I would like to do that, and then have the editor like edit it down, and then basically just me be in charge of cutting the verticals. So that way I can make sure every week I have at least one like stream clip as a shorter video that's dropping. And then every other day I can post like a clip from that, assuming I'm able to get 3 different clips from that video. I'd be able to post like, let's say Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then by the time Monday comes around again, I have a new video, or like post it on Sunday or whatever. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and then post the video on Monday, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm hoping that we can figure that out. Okay. What up, Suck Beer Sing? Folks who glaze rich people. Ed 209 is saying this. Folks who glaze rich people as being smarter than everyone else always get mad when I point out that Bad Baby is infinitely more rich than them. This must be smart. LOL, yeah. Oh, silly Marco. There's a proper way to take money from people. It's using manipulation and lies, not by gunpoint. Yeah, maybe that's what they mean by doing it the right way, ethically and morally. Name one company that's doing it right. What do I think about Pampered Chef? I feel like them and Tupperware did it right. You know, I actually haven't looked into Pampered Chef, but let's just look at Pampered Chef's income disclosure and see if we can figure some things out. So again, what you're looking for to determine a pyramid scheme based on Robert FitzPatrick's 4 characteristics are pay to play, the endless chain, the emphasis on recruitment, and the extreme money transfer. From a compensation plan / income disclosure, what we can learn is 2 of those things. Whether there is an emphasis on recruitment, we can do this by looking at the compensation plan and seeing if there are what's the word I'm looking for? Like an imbalance. Basically, if there are more rewards for recruiting than there are for actually trying to make sales, or if it's plausible that there's more money to be made from recruiting more people who pay to join than from actually making sales of whatever the product or service is. I'm not sure what the word is escaping me. My words are escaping me today. That's one thing you can look for to see, the emphasis on recruitment. The other one we'll be able to see from this earnings disclosure is the extreme money transfer. If a very, very small percentage of people are getting a lot of money and everyone else appears to be making very little, and we can infer using common sense that their expenses would actually leave them in the negative and thus they're losing money, then we can infer that there's an extreme money transfer where the lion's share of the earnings are going to the people at the top. What we won't be able to determine from this is if there is an emphasis, if there's a pay to play, maybe it'll tell us. Sometimes it says in these income disclosures or these, income disclosures, how much money, that there is, a cost to join. That would check that box. So potentially 3 here. So pay to play, endless chain. We won't be able to see endless chain from this because we don't have a picture of like the compensation plan. If we did, I mean, I'm sure I can find that as well. Pampered Chef compensation plan. Here we go. I know Warren Buffett owns this. Oh, it's called the career plan. Excuse me. So here, we found it. And let's just scroll a little bit, and there it is. So yes. Okay, there's the endless chain. When you promote a director, she becomes the leader of his own personal team. Personal team is first generation to you. So as you can see what's happening here, Pat's personal team, they're recruiting more people. And then if you expand this out, we get the classic pyramid model. See, they're expanding it out for us. It just continues to grow. and grows and grows and grows, and you become a national director when you have a direct, you know, just absolutely madness. Okay, so we've checked that box. Just from a quick analysis, okay? The endless chain is present. Okay, let's see. This is their website called Consultant. So you can be a consultant. I guess that's what they call themselves. You start earning 20% commission right away by selling products. The more you sell, the more you'll earn. Get paid twice a month. Okay, great. Here we go. Consultants remain eligible by submitting at least $30 in commissionable sales within 6 months. If you want to maintain active status and keep perks you've earned in addition to commission, you'll need to submit $200 in commissionable sales each month. Okay. Here we go. Full income disclosure summary. Okay, this is what we were on. Typical, where is it? The primary source of income of an active consultant in the Pampered Chef brand is from compensation paid by Pampered Chef on personal and downline sales of products. If this follows the typical MLM format, though, we can infer that the word sell actually means purchases of products to the downline. An active consultant, for the purpose of this statement, is anyone who made a sale during the time period below. The typical active consultant earnings are representative of the smallest range of compensation. Okay. So typical active consultant earns between $0 and $262 annually, meaning for the year. So let's be generous and say they earned $262, the highest point of this typical range. Divided by 12 months is $21 a month or $5 a week. Not bad. $5 a week. And what does it say here? Consultants remain eligible by submitting at least $30 in commissionable sales within 6 months. If you want to maintain active status and keep any perks, you'll need to submit $200 in commissionable sales each month. My guess is that, and again, I'm guessing here, don't sue me, Pampered Chef, Warren Buffett. My guess is that 200 commissionable sales could also be translated as $200 worth of purchases. So if you're spending $200 a month and you're only making $21 a month, what was it? 262 divided by 12. Okay, so $21 a month. Well, what's 200 times 12? 2,400. So if we made 262 minus 2,400, then at the low end, you'd be losing $2,100 a year if you were within this typical range of the bottom 50% of people. Oh, by over 50% of people. Okay. 28% of all consultants during this period were not active. And mind you, they're only telling us active. So there's actually a greater number of people that lost money because they didn't count as active. So let's just take a look at this. Okay. This is for Canada. Averages statement. Okay, so here, of course, you guys who have watched me for a while, you're smart enough to see through the deception of reporting an average rather than a median. Average skews the numbers because if I make $100 and you make $0, our average is $50 each. It makes me look like I made half of what I actually made, and it makes you look like you made 50 times what you actually made. So, actually 50 times 0 is 0. So if you made $1, you get my point. All right, so let's see. Average monthly commission for someone who is a consultant. Oh, and they tell us, okay, so we could actually decode this. They actually give us a lot of info here. The average commission for someone who is a consultant is $38, and the number of times that the title consultant was paid was 32,000. So we can infer that of the members of the company, there are 32,000 in this rank, 1,200 in this rank, and on and on and on. The amount of people that are at this rank of national executive director is 3 people, which equates to 0.009%. So, again, far less than 1%. Let's see. Highest monthly commission, 30 grand. So these three people at the lowest are making 16 grand a month and 30 grand a month at the highest. So not bad for them. How about for everybody else? You know. Okay, let's go back to this first rank here. So, I mean, look at this. Let me bring your attention to this column here. I like how somebody said this is an example of an MLM being done right. And now we're looking at it and it's all falling apart. 92.7% of all the people in the company were at this rank, consultant. Now, again, I'm inserting an assumption here. The assumption is that these people have some sort of overhead cost pay to play in order to be involved with Pampered Chef. They're making an average of $38 a month, which is, again, generous because you're taking into account the people who made more than this, and it's averaging out to $38. Understand? So, almost 93% of people made this. I mean, look, by the way, sorry, look at the ranks below. Look at the ranks below this. Percentage of all independent consultants. Look below. 92%. No other category even has beyond a single digit. They're all like, look, 3% is the next highest concentration of rank members. You go from 92% to 3%, then 0 point something, 1 point something, 1 point something, 0.00, actually 0.00, 0.00, madness, absolute madness. Okay, so again, I'm assuming, I'm guessing, I'm speculating, I'm hypothesizing that if there is a monthly cost associated with being involved in Pampered Chef, and the average that people are making in an entire month is $38, and that 92% of all the people in the company are in this rank, then I would assume, just based off this, that 92% of people off rip are losing money. Because I would suspect, based on my previous experience to other MLMs, that it's going to cost you more than $38 a month to be involved with the company. Never mind the opportunity cost of your time, the gas, the events, the merchandise, the tools, on and on and on. So, okay, 92% of people losing money, perhaps, okay? The next rank, you have an average of $230. Well, if the previous page that we read was correct, if my interpretation of this, rather, was correct, where does it say that? Where you have to submit $200 in commissionable sales each month. If my assumption on what this means is correct, that you actually have to spend $200 a month, well then this average of $230, you're left with $30. Factor in the opportunity cost of your time, gas, whatever else, events, tickets, blah, blah, blah. This row, senior consultant, is also losing money. So now add to 92.7%, 3.59%. Let me actually do it. 92.708, since they want to get super granular with it, plus 3.590. Shit, I typed it wrong. 92.708 plus 3.590 is 96.29%. So already we're at 96% of people losing money. Presumably. Possibly, maybe, if my interpretation of these numbers is correct. 96%. Do I even need to continue? We've identified pay to play. We've identified endless chain. We've identified the extreme money transfer. The only thing we haven't identified is the emphasis on recruitment. However, we did see that on this page, the work from home consultant, whatever, that you start earning 20% commission. Well, I don't know how much the products are. Let's see. Shop. Okay, cookware and bakeware. Let's see. Okay, $74. Let's sort. Can we sort by most expensive? I want to see what the maximum amount of dollars you could earn is if you're only making 20% commission. I mean, you're seeing here $132. This one looks like the most expensive one I've seen so far. So what's 20% of $132? $26. Okay. $26, not bad. So you can make $26 if you sell this item, which costs $132, or go back to the compensation plan. Where the fuck did it go? Oh, and the launch, here it is. The launch kits. Okay, so you can buy the stainless steel launch kit for $280 or the stoneware launch kit for $70. Great. No, I don't want this. I want the Pampered Chef compensation plan. This is what I want. Here, career plan. Sorry. We're looking to see if there's an emphasis on recruitment. Set a goal to always recruit 2 for 1. Work with new consultants to brainstorm names and identify potential team members from people on their list of 100. Make a few calls because most people learn best when they can observe first and then practice the skill. I mean, is that not 2 for 1? Okay. Recruit. The word recruit appears 59 times in this document. Recruiting bonus. Here we go. Determine your own income. 2% increase after reaching $20,000 in career sales. Earn more as an elite seller. Recruiting bonus on every personal recruit. Okay. How much is that? Recruiting bonus. Earn 30 Pampered Chef dollars when your recruit reaches $1,500 in commissionable sales, which I'm guessing means purchases, in his or her first 90 days. So, okay, yeah, there is an emphasis on recruitment because they're offering rewards for recruiting. Or the most. I want to search the word most. More. Okay, here. Earn even more as an elite seller. Recruiting bonus on every personal recruit. Okay. Sell at least $3,000 a month yourself. I'm guessing this means buy at least $3,000 a month yourself, because how does the company know after you purchase it whether you actually sold it or if it sat in the house or on a shelf? They don't know. That seems presumptuous to me. Here, recruit at least one person a month. Okay, so I mean, look, just from a quick analysis, like, I don't need to spend months and months doing what I usually do, where, I mean, look at some of the ways Tina could have 5 active consultants. You could have 5 direct, 4 direct and 1 indirect, 3 direct and 2 indirect. Like, you can draw the matrix any way. You know? So, I mean, I think I've seen enough, honestly. Okay, let me see what y'all are saying, and then we're going to watch this video, the reason that I did this stream today, about Robert FitzPatrick. All the way back in 2009, I was in grade 7. I was 13 years old. I was in 7th grade when this happened. I wouldn't even hear about MLM for another 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, for another 6 years. And Robert FitzPatrick was already out here in the mud doing it. So let's see. All right. Down low says, highly respected surgeon and former U.S. Surgeon General Richard Carmona, now with Herbalife. Insane. Worthington's Law? What is that, Benjamin? Worthington's Law. Humorous capitalized concept stating that a person with more money is inherently of greater value than the one with less money. So funny. Dr. Rapp says, I don't understand why they would employ the MLM model with such good products. It's weird to me. It's like being unethical just for the sake of being unethical. I don't think so. Pampered Chef may have very good products. However, it's not being unethical for the sake of being unethical. Would you rather have the easy income of the multi-level marketing company where you hype people up and they spend money each month? Or would you rather go out there and compete with the biggest cookware brands in the whole world? I think the answer is obvious. What's going to keep the money coming in securely? How many executives can a company have? 1 million motherfuckers talking about their regional director. Appreciate you, John Reardon. Thank you. Thank you for that. I'll check that out. DTI says, Pampered Chef is very active with DSA, all buddy-buddy with the likes of Amway. Yeah, system brings the money, buddy. So true. Dr. Ebb says, I didn't say they were doing it right. I said they seem like they are. There's no good ones. I agree. DTI says, I confess the products with Pampered Chef seem good. I know of people in rural areas who seem to appreciate having access to this stuff. It really is too bad it's an MLM, yes. My mother-in-law loves their products. I don't think she knows it's an MLM. 15 years ago, I bought a bunch of PC. Pricey but good products. The gal didn't try to recruit. Oh, Pampered Chef, but I probably have don't recruit vibes. Yeah, hopefully. We need to just get 2 people. Now make a list of 100 people you know, right? So funny. I was going to donate to Marco, but my pockets helped Patrick. Uh-oh, don't do that. I was 28 and wouldn't encounter it in real life for 10 more years. Craziness. Almost as crazy as y'all not thumbs-upping the ting.
Thumbs up the ting.
All right, let's hit this. Today we're going to watch a video that came out all the way back in 2009. I was 13 years old in 7th grade, and I wouldn't even hear about multi-level marketing for another 6 years when my then best friend from high school joined World Financial Group and tried to recruit me. What this is an episode of CBC Marketplace. Great show from way back in the day, starring the OG MLM exposer GOAT, Robert FitzPatrick. So let's check it out.
So who'd like to make a little money?
Way more money.
Tonight, what only Marketplace will tell you about easy money.
$100,000.
Tough times, quick fix.
Imagine life without limits.
It's for sure. It's for sure.
It can cost to get in.
For only $3,200.
And thousands of Canadians are signing up.
And we'd like to welcome another new member for Big Corporation.
It's not fair. We've got to stop this.
Find out why some members want it shut down.
The whole thing has been absolutely a nightmare from beginning to end.
No respect whatsoever for the law.
And meet the man behind it all.
You tell people you can't lose. They can lose. In fact, most of the people at the bottom...
They can't.
Canada's most watched consumer show, Marketplace, starts now. It's a Monday night at an airport hotel in Mississauga, Ontario. With our hidden cameras rolling, we're taking you inside a closed-door gathering.
$100,000.
It's not a revival meeting, it's a sales pitch for a company called BIM, or Business in Motion.
Way more money.
Him flailing the crutches around is so funny to me for no reason. It's like, what are you doing? Isn't this a business? Like, what are we actually doing here? Oh, a shout out to, I wish you wouldn't have deleted them. Naldo in the chat says, by the way, take in how crazy this is, because I literally have subscribers only mode on the chat so that I can read all the comments and we don't get a bunch of spam. This motherfucker subscribed to be able to comment this, and you have to be subscribed for a minimum of 5 minutes. So he either has been subscribed to me for a while or subscribed and waited 5 minutes just to type this comment, and he says, bro still shaming MLMs, but works for free for YouTube for an ROI that may or may not pay off. Well, Naldo, I've been doing it since 2019, and so far it's going okay. Still alive, doing fine. But you know what? You know what actually has zero ROI that for sure won't pay off? You leaving that comment. So thank you, Naldo. I appreciate you. I'm sure somebody in the cult is gonna donate in honor of you as a thank you for leaving that comment. So just to provide immediate immediate proof of ROI just to spite you, because that's how we roll around here in the cult. Somebody's going to donate and just put the words ROI, and their username on the donation is going to be like fuck Naldo or something like that. I know my cult so well. Zero sugar A&W root beer. You can't even make this up. I love it. Okay. No way. Saw a real life cult member yap in chat and get banned in real time. I didn't even ban them. Who did that? Oh, Specs did it. Call into the show to tell us how you really feel, Naldo. Yeah, you know what? Even better. Call in, Naldo. I'll pause my segment that I'm doing right now, and we can chat it up. Go ahead, Naldo. Where's your... Oh, I guess he's been timed out for 60 seconds. Okay, when he comes back, don't time him out. It should be... His timeout should be expiring right away here. Tell us, Naldo. Tell us, Naldo. Answer the question everybody wants to know. Why are you gay? Wrong button. Okay. We'll wait for Naldo.
The man behind it all, Alan Kipax, is not much in motion after a recent car accident.
I had a foot wrestle with a car. The car got on top of me and busted it back, and I broke my foot.
The crutches don't stop Kipax from pushing the hard sell.
Nobody never doesn't have the money. It's just whether or not they're willing to go to the extra lengths to get it. Here's an example. Your mother is dying in the hospital. You need $3,200 to save her child for an emergency operation. Are you going to get the money, yes or no?
The slimiest, most manipulative example you could use. Julie Anderson. Julie Anderson with the ROI middle finger emoji. Thank you, Julie Anderson. You see, Naldo, $2. $2 more than you made from dropping the comment. It's not much. It's not much, but it's honest work. Am I right? What up, Julie? Shout out, Julie. Interview with Julie soon come. Give me time. I'm backed up with the content. Call into the show. Yes.
Hello there. 7 nights a week in hotel rooms across the country, Canadians are signing up.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to welcome another new member for Bed Covering.
Chris, $6.93, more money than MLMers make on average. Dude, thank you, Chris. I really got to figure out what the fuck is going on with the donations, dude. Why can't I hear the dono refresh? Refresh. Thank you, Chris. More like, where's Naldo? Real shit. Dude, what's happening? Marco, I would like to donate, but I'm too busy with my JOB. That's a shame, isn't it? Do I need to quit OBS and reopen it, or Wagwan? I refreshed. And if I test it, test Streamlabs tipping. I hear that.
Kevin donated 20 Canadian dollars. This is a test donation for 20 Canadian dollars.
Okay. Thank you, imaginary Kevin. Anna Marie Fella, OG username, you don't know. Put some respect on your name. Okay.
Emergency operation. Are you going to get the money, yes or no?
Hello there. 7 nights a week in hotel rooms across the country, Canadians are signing up.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to welcome another new member for Bed Covering.
Kipax says BIM is entirely above board. People are making money, and he says it'll soon be bigger than Amway.
Oh my God. Yeah. Spoiler alert, that did not happen. What the fucky? Where did I go? There we are. There we are. Can I... Does that work if I do that? All right. All right, then. How about that? Almost perfect. It's almost perfect. Ah! Okay, there. Let me shrink this a little bit. Actually, let me just put it over yonder. Put it over here. No. Where should I put it? Put it right there. All right. Great. Absolutely splendid. Okay. Where's our champion? What happened to this brave man?
We're not talking about a what if or maybe or I'm not sure. It's for sure. It's for sure. It's going to explode.
In a time of massive layoffs, the promise of easy money is pretty appealing. But what exactly are people buying into? To find out, we bring a U.S. expert on get-rich-quick schemes.
Ooh! The Big G! The Grim Reaper! Play the Undertaker sound effect. Where is it? Where's the hold on. I gotta play this in slow motion, this same clip. Undertaker theme. To help us figure it out, we brought in a U.S. expert. Hold on, let me time it perfectly.
To find out, we bring a U.S. expert on get-rich-quick schemes along.
Hold on, start it over. Let me rewind it a little bit. Oh, I timed it perfectly, didn't I? So absolutely hilarious. Okay. The big G right there. That walk. Hey Robert, we just need to get a walking shot of you real quick if you wouldn't mind. Boom. Boom. That angle is crazy. What a fucking...
To find out, we bring a U.S. expert on get-rich-quick schemes along on our hidden camera investigation.
Shake off that unbelief and get ready to hear some wonderful things here.
Another hotel room, another presentation, but we've got Robert FitzPatrick on the inside.
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. $100,000!
He's here to look for any telltale signs that this scheme is illegal.
So who'd like to make...
Robert's the white Samuel L. Jackson, you know? He's the white Morgan Freeman. Robert FitzPatrick is the white Morgan Freeman. He's looked the same for the last, 30 years, I swear. He still looks the same.
A little money.
First up, he wants to know what people get for that $3,200.
So, we're introducing to you Ultralife Club.
BIM is promising the opportunity to get deals on dream vacations. Sell a package, and then lay on the beach as the money rolls in.
For only $3,200.
Sounds great to me, y'all. I don't know. What are y'all being so negative about? Bim me up. Am I right?
All you have to do is buy or sell a $3,200 membership for BIM's online vacation club. Join the team, bring others in, and start making big commissions.
So there's lots of value there, ladies and gentlemen. That's our wonderful product.
To find out what the vacation membership is worth, we take it to travel expert Ross Perlmutter. Hey, Ross.
Hi, Wendy. How are you?
Brought something for you.
I mean, this is where the episode is getting kind of dated, right? Because they're going to a travel agent, which the younger people watching my channel are like, we don't know what this is, Unc. We don't know what we're looking at right now. Why don't they just use ChatGPT to find the cheapest flight? It's before your time, boys and girls.
It's a travel club by Ultralife. Let's see what you think it's worth. This is what you get for $3,200. Looks pretty flash.
It's got something. It's a binder with some paper in it.
BIM says you can get great travel deals through their members-only website.
I want to go to Banff. And I go on their website here.
Well, we get our hands on a password and put it to the test.
And I type in Banff. Oh, there's one. Look, Banff Gate, 2 bedrooms, a week for $604. What do you think?
I think I can probably find it for a bit less on the web.
way.
So yeah, let's take a look.
He Googles a free discount travel site, and a few seconds later,
The house, $399 US. including taxes.
$3.99.
Yeah.
For this,
So
that's,
$200 less.
That's the same place.
Same place, same week.
$200 difference. Maybe that's a fluke. Let's
Yeah,
try.
let's see what else you want. Where else do you want to
Bahamas. Bahamas.
Good call.
So look, I can get a week for $604. What do you think? Is that a good deal?
And let's see what I've got here. $379 US for 7 nights. Same place.
Same.
The Landor International.
Wow. So it's cheaper. It's way cheaper.
Yeah, and again, it's a public website. This isn't anything you need a password for, etc.
So this isn't just because you're in the business.
No, anybody with access to Google can find these. It's a lovely binder. It's a nice briefcase. Not a $3,200 briefcase, but that's what it is.
$3,200 is really serving as a ticket. It's the price of admission.
Our expert, FitzPatrick, says the vacation club is just the way in.
You're saying that the product, the vacation.
It's a tool for transferring the money, disguising it and dressing it up to look like a purchase, but there's a wink, wink, nod, nod going on all the time. The name of the game is recruit. This is about recruiting, not selling product.
Tell him, Bobby Fitz. Bobby Fitz, make that body switch. I've always thought that that would be so hard to do some sort of... You get it? Like the Bobby Shmurda song. Again, the young people watching this have no idea what I'm talking about. Bobby Shmurda, boys and girls, was a rapper over 10 years ago who had a song called Hot... What was it called? Hot... I can't even say that. Hot Ninja. And then he had a song... Bobby, bitch, make that body switch. And Robert, Bob, is the shortened version of Robert, is the abbreviation of Robert. Like Bill is the shortened version of William. So I'm saying Bobby Fitz, but to the tune of Bobby, bitch.
We get our hands on a BIM slide presentation and take a closer look at the get-rich promise.
There you see the pyramid.
FitzPatrick says the commissions are for recruiting people into this scheme, not selling a product. And if that's the case, it's against the law.
Conventionally, this is called a pyramid scheme.
In Canada, pyramid schemes are illegal if most of the money is made from recruiting new members. And a prime characteristic, the product is of little value.
I think that's also actually technically incorrect, if I'm not mistaken, what she says there, that most of the money. As far as I know, from all the reading that I've done about multi-level marketing and all of the cases that I've studied, there is no majority amount, there is no percentage that makes your company not a pyramid scheme. There is no amount of product sales that once you pass that amount, okay, you're not a pyramid scheme anymore. That's not how it works.
In for the money.
But here is BIM, out in the open, making it clear their focus is on signing up new people. And we're next.
All right, who's next?
Alan Kipax, who doesn't know we've come with hidden cameras, even tries to get us to sign up.
How's your friend not in? Your friend's not in? What's she saying?
No, I don't know. I have to talk to her.
Okay, don't worry, she'll be in.
Just listen to the pitch.
Tell her to get in quickly before the board splits. Because you want to catch the wave and catch the ride up, right?
Because you can't lose.
Well, yeah, but you can't lose, but there's only 3 levels, right? It's not about whether you get sales. It's about how fast it takes you to get to the top. Once you're at the top, you got the check. Everybody's in, right?
Can't lose? FitzPatrick says you're almost guaranteed to lose.
The people at the bottom pay the people at the top.
But
that's such a great picture right there. Just that little... Hold on.
The people at the top.
Class is in session, bitch. Professor Robert on y'all with the whiteboard. How's it feel, pyramid scheme scammers, to have the whiteboard flipped on you? Y'all love writing on a whiteboard. Not so fun when we do it, huh? Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, Julie makes a great point in the chat. The fact that Robert has been explaining this very simple concept again and again for decades, you know, what a champion, what a legend. The patience of a saint, you know?
But that's the problem. FitzPatrick shows us how basic math proves these schemes eventually fall apart.
It begins with 1, 2, 4, 8. Then it has to go to 16.
Those 16 people each recruited 2 others, who each recruited 2 others, and so on, and so on, and so on. It only takes 22 levels to hit up 33 million people, the population of Canada. FitzPatrick says inevitably you'll run out of new recruits and the scheme will collapse.
And at the end, we're going to have a lot of people having lost their money. That's why there are laws against pyramid schemes.
I've been around this so long, I just know it's right there.
But so far, no one seems to be stopping Alan Kipax.
It's right at the edge. It's just, it's like you can just see it mustering up. It's just...
But now, this guy is trying to stop Kipax. Scott McCluskey is an angry investor who got drawn into the scheme.
McCluskey is so the name of, like, not a disgruntled investor, but like McCluskey is the name of the cop that's like chasing him down, but he's like sort of old school. He doesn't understand the pyramid scheme thing. He's like, oh, my wife, Amway, is not, you know.
Just the whole thing has been absolutely a nightmare from beginning to end.
McCluskey lives in Kelowna, BC. Smaller cities like this are frequent targets where nearly everyone knows two friends who know two friends. A BIM member even put up a billboard here to find more people.
Imagine life without limits. How you can make $30,000 a month or $13,000 part-time.
That was the plan. McCluskey borrowed over $6,000 to get in, and then he got friends and family to fork over their $3,200. McCluskey moved up, but says he never got paid a commission. He was accused of breaking some rules, gets suspended, but says he did nothing wrong. Now he's just trying to get his initial investment back.
Okay, let's see what I can find out about Alan Kipax here.
A little late, but McCluskey does some digging online and discovers BIM may be a pyramid scheme. Now he has to break the news to friends and family.
I'm speechless. I don't even know what to say. How do you tell people that?
So now he's out to try and get Kipax shut down.
I'm going to the RCMP, the Kelowna RCMP detachment, to file a complaint. I'm at a loss why this hasn't been shut down today.
So what do the RCMP do? They tell him to call the Federal Competition Bureau, whose job it is to crack down on illegal schemes. McCluskey makes the call, but he never hears back.
I'm ticked off and I really want to get our money back.
McCluskey's not the first to lose money. Just a few years ago, Kipax ran an operation called Treasure Traders International. Only then, the product was emeralds.
LOL, you know. The fact that these scammers are able to go from one thing to the next and just keep doing it is really the problem within the problem, isn't it?
Kipax helped his cousin set up shop in the UK, but there the government shut it down, calling it an illegal pyramid scheme with the emeralds worth only a fraction of what they claimed. No charges were laid against the Canadian Emerald Company, but people here lost thousands. The tale of Kipax and his cousin doesn't end there. Kipax has been charged with dangerous driving causing death after his cousin died during what police are calling a street race in Toronto.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to welcome another new member for BIM Corporation.
All the while, Kipax has been back in business with BIM.
What a piece of shit, you know?
FitzPatrick can't believe Kipax is still operating.
This is not exactly going on in secret. We know who Alan Kipax is. We know what happened in England. So, I mean, this would be a reason to be on the radar screen, at least.
And FitzPatrick says BIM isn't alone.
I think in the United States and many other parts of the world, Canada has already gained a reputation as being a haven and an incubator for scams.
Really? So we're like Nigeria?
Yes, like Nigeria,
great.
a North American form of Nigeria. These schemes...
For scams?
For scams. Canada is lame in this regard. I think it is allowing what are really fake businesses and schemes that claim to be businesses to operate.
So you've warned government authorities about this company?
Yes, we have.
And?
We've never received anything from them.
So we call the RCMP, who admit it looks like a pyramid scheme to them, and tell us they've passed on their concerns to the Competition Bureau. Then we call up the Competition Bureau to see if they're on BIM's case. They refuse our request for an interview and won't tell us if they're investigating BIM. Back in Kelowna, McCluskey tells us he's warned Kipax that if he doesn't get his money back, he'll go public with his complaints. A courier shows up.
Thank you. Wow.
Instead of a check, he gets a letter.
So we'll see what's going on here. If for whatever reason you decide to engage in what I believe is libel and slander, I'm prepared to spend the monies required to defend the reputation of BIM Corporation, myself. I hope you choose a peaceful resolve. I await your communication.
And there it is, the same playbook over and over again. Defamation, 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 defamation. I'm going to use the ill-gotten gains that I've scammed out of people to hire a fancy schmancy lawyer and put you through the legal system and just drain your pockets and drag it on and on and on until you fold, and or hopefully before that, realize that it's not worth it to go through with it. And I'm just going to be on my merry way, still getting along with the scamming. And even if it does get to the point where the Competition Bureau or Federal Trade Commission or whoever comes after me, by that time, I'll have amassed so much of my ill-gotten gains that I'll be able to pay whatever settlement or disgorgement and still have money left over. No problem. As Patrick but David, no problem. Super haram.
Signed, Alan Kipax. It's a threat, but no, I'm not afraid of this.
I'll say.
That looks good.
Now he's organizing a protest.
This is exactly like what I did when I went to the World Financial Group hockey game a couple of years ago and had to sign. Matter of fact, I still have the sign. Hold on, where is it? Isn't it like right here? Hold on, I think I have it. Yeah, I have it. There it is right there. You see? I'm carrying the torch. You love to see it.
The government's got to step in and the police have got to do something.
He's learned that Kipax and team are coming to Kelowna. And help is on its way from a complete stranger. David Thornton has bought himself a ticket from Toronto to join the protest. Thornton's ex-wife got caught up in a pyramid scheme, and ever since, he's become a crusader.
Well, we got the horn. We'll show them you mean business again.
David Thornton is a legend too. A cautionary tale, I think, about, you know, going down this road to fight against multi-level marketing. It's one that can be very costly to one's personal life. I should say that, you know, I have fun and I laugh. And of course, if I didn't laugh, I would cry. But yeah, Dave Thornton. Shout out to Dave Thornton, man.
Yeah.
Warning people about companies like BIM.
A few more things we got.
They head into town for the big event. Another hotel room, yet another sales pitch for BIM.
There we are, right here.
And McCluskey's determined to make this one the last. A couple of the people he recruited are here trying to get their money back too. Thornton kicks things off.
Alan Kipax has no respect whatsoever for the law.
Kipax is here. McCluskey tries to confront him.
Hey, Alan, how are you?
But Kipax heads inside.
So Kipax is in there, I guess, eh?
He grabbed all his guys and says, get in here, get out of here quickly.
Okay, here comes our CMP.
At last, McCluskey's big moment. The police have turned up.
Again, exactly what happened to me in 2019 when I made my first Infiltrating a Pyramid Scheme video about World Financial Group. I go to confront them at their little conference room in Edmonton, and what do? They call the police. And do the police shut down World Financial Group or look into what they're doing? No, they tell me to go on my merry way because it's a disturbance and whatever.
Someone's about to get arrested.
You're under arrest.
And later, another night, another hotel room. Except this time, we have some questions for Alan Kipax.
Hey there.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Wendy
Nice to
Mesley.
meet you.
Hi,
Yes,
nice to meet you
very
too.
good, excellent.
Spoiler alert, it wasn't excellent.
With our hidden cameras, we're investigating a get-rich-quick plan called Business in Motion, or BIM, that's attracting thousands of Canadians.
Canada has already gained a reputation as being a haven and an incubator for scams.
Scott McCluskey has been trying desperately to get BIM shut down.
Someone needs to be accountable for this.
McCluskey and a few pals, all of them out $3,200, have mounted a protest outside a BIM sales pitch in Kelowna. Alan Kipax, the guy behind the whole scheme, is here, along with his people.
Now you're pissed off wrecking it all for us. You know it's not a scam as much as everybody else, don't you?
And see, the true believers will fight against the people trying to help them to not get scammed. Just like what you see with my channel, with the committed acolytes of the cult leaders trying to do everything they can to troll me, flood my Instagram with fake bot followers to destroy my engagement, get my Instagram taken down, harass me, threaten me, blah, 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 blah. It's the same playbook since even decades before this. McCluskey looks like a Hollywood actor. He looks like Ryan Smith, the hockey player from the Edmonton Oilers. So Marco isn't a Canadian prince? Yes, I am. Like Nigeria. McCluskey kind of looks like Jason Bateman. Oh, okay. Unread. Marco's sign game is on a different level. I can't take credit for it. My Toronto gal from Bam, if you're watching, Georgiana made that. Georgiana, my Toronto gal from 2022, 2023. Still miss her. Still think about her all the time. You know, what can I say? She bodied it. She was very craft oriented and good with crafts and things of that nature, so she bodied it. And I didn't have the heart to throw it away, so I kept it. I like the porno music. Yeah, no kidding. Super MLM, man. I have that stream edited. Not edited, downloaded. I've been meaning to edit it into a shorter video for like literally 2 years now, but yeah. That apple juice moment is one of my favorite moments too of the stream. Apple juice? Yeah.
McCluskey's not alone. David Thornton wants BIM closed down too.
Okay, here come the RCMP.
It looks like they might be moving in on BIM. But wait a minute. Listen to what the RCMP officer says.
Okay. I ask you, can you turn off the camera? And you say why, and you stick it in my face? Is this talking to your friend there? We're here to cooperate with both parties, right? Yeah. And then, you'd think if we come here, had a simple request, turn off the camera. He's sticking it straight in my face. Saying,
He's overzealous, and I'll try.
He's gonna go to jail.
Interesting. When the police came to the World Financial Group thing, they didn't mind that I was filming at all. I mean, I was in public. What the fuck are they gonna say?
I'll make sure he doesn't.
I'm serious. That pisses me off.
Meanwhile, we've gone inside with a hidden camera to hear the pitch. There's Kipax, and it's business as usual. $100,000! Outside, Thornton's still hoping the cops are gonna bust Kipax.
Watch out, cops.
Maybe somebody's gonna get arrested.
Just watch. It's Thornton the cops are after.
Sign. You're under arrest for cause of disturbance, okay? Put down the sign.
What were we doing?
Disturbing the neighbors, we told you.
Oh, jeez.
Thornton is handcuffed and hauled off to jail. He lost this round, but it's not the first battle. Kipax tried to shut him up with a $10 million lawsuit a couple of years back, but the judge sided with Thornton, saying BIM is of questionable legality.
What a legend, too, because I think I have the document of that lawsuit, Treasure Traders. Hold on, documents, Treasure Traders. Hold on, Treasure. I think I have a copy of it in my files here. Treasure Trader. I know I have it somewhere on my computer. Hold on. Here it is. Court order. Okay, let me open it up and see if I can share it with y'all. Preview. Okay, let's change this to preview, properties, application, preview. There we go. Okay, so here is the David Thornton, Alan Kipax lawsuit. It was called Treasure Traders versus Thornton. They sued him. Alan Kipax sued David Thornton. So here's the lawsuit. It's Alan Kipax, Treasure Traders versus Dave Thornton. They sued him for, what he was saying about the company. And the really legendary thing about this, which I respect so much, is that David Thornton represented himself. I mean, what a legend. What a legend. Here, let's go to the conclusion here. Orders. In Thornton's factum, he lists some 15 orders for relief that he asked the court to grant. Blah, 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 blah. A trial would be necessary, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Let's see. Hold on. What's the conclusion? Let me find the conclusion here. Conclusion. This court concludes that the balance of convenience on this motion strongly favors a refusal to grant the injunction. They were trying to get an injunction against David Thornton. Even had the court not reached the conclusion on the basis of the points outlined above that the balance of convenience favors Thornton, or having regard to the failure of the plaintiffs to provide an undertaking with respect to the damages, the question of the actual legality of the business carried on by TTI and BIM, Treasure Traders International, and BIM, Business in Motion, would have tipped the balance in favor of Thornton. What a legend. I actually want to, I don't know why I've never done this before, but let me just go into my chat GPT here and ask them to show more Treasure Traders order. Summarize this, please. And let me go back to the OBS and change the screen capture. Go to change the screen capture source back to Google Chrome. There we are. Okay. So I've asked ChatGPT, everybody's best friend. Here, I've asked ChatGPT, everybody's best friend, to summarize the lawsuit. Let me fix this. All right, after asking ChatGPT to summarize the lawsuit, it says, Treasure Traders brought a case against David Thornton. The dispute centered on a commercial disagreement. The court issued an order in favor of Treasure Traders. Thornton was directed to comply with certain obligations. The order also included injunctive relief. That's not true. Thornton was ordered to pay money stop. That's not what happened. That's not what fucking happened at all. What are you talking about? Okay, ChatGPT obviously made a mistake. Tell me everything you know about Treasure Traders v. Thornton. Let's see what that comes up with. Oh, they only know it based on my upload because there isn't too much info on it, huh? Thornton must pay treasure. It doesn't say that at all. It says the injunction was dismissed. It was denied. So it doesn't understand. I guess it wasn't able to read the PDF accurately. That's rare. The uploaded document is just the court order. Yeah, I want to see the other, like the pleadings and whatever. I wonder if I could find it online. Treasure Traders v. Thornton. Here, Robert FitzPatrick has it on his website. Here, RV Thornton. No. Oh, it's the same document that I have. Or is this? Court order. Yeah, okay. Conclusion. Yeah, it's this, right? This would actually be a really interesting case for me to study more in depth because, I mean, David Thornton represented himself. Treasure Traders International Treasure Traders International and Business in Motion asked the court to grant them injunctive relief. They claim that the actions of David Thornton, both in person and through his website, have defamed them and caused them irreparable business harm. Defamation, defamation, defamation. You love to see it. They were seeking an injunction. Okay, I'll read this later. I've had it saved for years, but I never really read the full thing. Okay, let's continue on then. 2009 cops weren't getting filmed as often. That's true. Johnny Azul, what up? Only 1 in 6 reporters you'll hear from aren't owned by McDonald's or Google, etc. True. Appreciate you, based if true. We in here. Be careful with GPT. Its new 5.0 model can feed you questionable. Yeah, that was clearly fucking wrong.
Time for us to talk to Alan Kipax. We're back at that hotel room. He's making another pitch, only this time, no hidden cameras.
Hey there.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Wendy
Nice to
Mesley.
meet you.
Hi,
Yes,
nice to meet
very
you too.
good.
So how many members do you have all overall?
Well, we have over 8,000 now that have joined
Canada?
with us. Yep.
Wow.
I think we'll probably beat 40,000 before the year's out.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're making millions already then?
We're doing very well. We're over 30 million last year.
He admits his UK operation was shut down. The Brits called it an illegal pyramid scheme. He says it just wasn't worth fighting.
Why isn't this an illegal pyramid scheme?
Well, first of all, we sell a product and it's extremely valuable.
Again, having a product doesn't make you not a pyramid scheme, and having an overpriced product certainly doesn't make you... Did I say that wrong? Again, having a product doesn't make you not a pyramid scheme, and having a very overpriced product certainly doesn't make you not a pyramid scheme.
So a legal pyramid scheme is basically where somebody puts in money and they expect to just get paid out more money for doing nothing.
It's a Ponzi scheme, but go on.
I mean, there's some sort of, I guess...
For bringing people in. And
whatever, yeah, something like that. But that's not what we have. We have a business. We sell a product. Our product is exceptional.
We're about to tell Kipax we've put his product to the test, and he doesn't like what we find.
I do it every day for 15 years in this country, and you're telling me we have something illegal? Please.
I love that. That's another thing that's so typical of these scammers is like the righteous indignation, you know? You should read, one day, knock on wood, I'll be able to reveal to you some of the documents of the lawsuits that I'm involved in, where you can see just how righteous and offended they are that I said this or said that, and that I would dare to accuse them of this or that. It's just really remarkable. It's remarkable, you know? We wouldn't have, you think I'm a scammer? I've been doing this for 15 years. Just like when I hear them say, this company's been around 30 years. Yeah, Bernie Madoff was in business for 30 years too, running a Ponzi scheme the whole time. Being around a long time, you know. It's like, try to apply that to something else and see how ridiculous it is. Like, imagine, say, an 80-year-old man being like, I'm 80 years old. There's no way I've killed anyone. It's like, what does your age have to do with your complicity with crime?
We're in Kelowna, where Scott McCluskey and David Thornton have just been protesting against what they say is a pyramid scheme. But it isn't Business in Motion that gets shut down. It's Thornton, who is charged with causing a disturbance.
That was incredible. I just couldn't believe how they just grabbed him like that and took him away.
McCluskey heads over to get him.
There he is. Holy smokes. Wow. You're
The most Canadian arrest ever. Holy smokes. I also love McCluskey's tie. If I'm not mistaken, he has like a bottle of Coke on his tie.
Causing a disturbance.
That was incredible. I just couldn't believe how they just grabbed.
I love that. Just a bottle of cola on the tie, ready to go protest the pyramid scheme. What a legend.
Him like that and took him away.
McCluskey heads over to get him.
There he is.
Yeah, I've been smoking for 20 years. It can't be bad for me.
Holy smokes. Wow. You're out of jail.
The charges are dropped, but Thornton is furious the police pounced on him and not Kipax.
Well, we came here to focus attention on the fact that nothing's being done, but also that there are so many people that it's destroying families. It destroys relationships.
They promised to keep after Kipax.
It's not done. We'll get this.
We'll keep it going until it's over. Yeah.
Take care, mate.
So the police may not be questioning Kipax, but we are. Alan Kipax tells us his company can't possibly be an illegal pyramid because his product has great value.
We wholesale at distributors for $3,200. It's exceptional.
Time to tell Kipax we've put that claim to a test. We had the product analyzed. We were told that it was very little value. We brought an expert on pyramid schemes into it, and he says that you're a classic pyramid scheme.
Classic.
Classic, yeah. It's doomed to fail eventually.
Why is that?
We did the math.
What is it about? What's the term for like the study of people's look and how like somebody can just look a certain way? This guy just looks like a bad guy. You know? Maybe it's the hair. Maybe that was just the 2000s hair, I guess.
Math and figure that you're only going 22 levels before
You're
you've tapped the entire population of Canada.
That's right. Can you imagine?
So that's impossible.
It is impossible.
To sell
but it doesn't
to the
work
entire population
But it doesn't
of
work
Canada.
that way. Do you know that Jesus Christ has been network marketing for the past 2,000 years?
But why
and
doesn't it
still
work
to
that
this
way?
day, he only has 25% of the population.
One of the classic deflection, nonsensical false equivalences when it comes to breaking down the endless chain impossibility of a pyramid scheme. Oh, Jesus Christ has been recruiting. First of all, where do you even start with how nonsense that is? Somebody's success, if you can call it that, with Christianity or whatever, is not dependent on them recruiting 2 new people who recruit 2 new people. Okay? And also, somebody can join Christianity for free. I don't think I've ever met anyone who had to pay $3,200 to become a Christian. You know, it's not the same thing at all. It's not even apples to oranges. It's like apples to fucking poo-poo. I don't know. Apples to pyramids. Physiognomy? How do I say that? The most open secret scam, bro. Auraology. So true.
And look what he offers.
You tell people you can't lose. They can lose. In
How
fact,
can they
most
lose?
of the people
How
at the
can they
bottom...
lose? They can't because somebody
Because
buys
the
their
people
product.
at the bottom...
But hang on a second. 1,000 years.
But why
and
doesn't
still
it work
to
that
this
way?
day.
Hold on, I want to hear them say it
levels
again.
Before
You're
you've
out of-
tapped the entire population
Yeah,
of
that's
Canada.
right. Can you imagine?
So that's
Is that-
impossible.
It is impossible.
To
But
sell
it doesn't
to the
work
entire
that,
population
But it
of
doesn't work
Canada.
that way. Do you know that Jesus Christ has been network marketing for the past 2,000 years?
But why
and
doesn't it
still
work
to
that
this
way?
day, he only has 25% of the population. And look what he offers.
You tell people you can't lose. They can lose. In
How
fact,
can they
most
lose?
of the people
How
at the
can they
bottom...
lose? They can't because somebody
Because
buys
the
their
people
product.
at the bottom...
But hang on a second, it's irrelevant.
Don't
If
just-
they buy a product for $3,200 and it's worth more than $9,000, how do they lose?
Another tactic, just not listening, talking over them, answering questions with questions, getting mad, raising your voice.
But it's not.
I challenge you right this second to find a product equal value or better for less. I've had a lot of people say that everything's worth nothing, but yet I have 8,000 people in the business. They're taking the holidays all the time. I've got experts, and they tell me it's great value. I got 100 versus your 1. You want to challenge me?
What are we going to have, like a street fight or something?
Oh, no, I'll bring my 100. You bring your 1.
No street fight, but he's sure not backing down.
As a trailblazer, you get hit with everything. I get the likes of you coming to hammer me because, you know, no one's done it. Because I have to break the ice. But you know what?
No one's done it. I'm a trailblazer, said every pyramid scheme scammer. We're disrupting the industry. They love to say this stupid shit. You know, we're breaking generational curses. Everyone's going to call you crazy. Your mom's going to call you crazy. Is your mom rich? You need to cut your mom off. Love her from a distance. This woman, in my opinion, wasn't really prepared. Or maybe they just edited it in a certain way. Maybe she had fire bars that she was hitting him with. But, yeah. And the way this guy's eyes bulge out of his head, too, you know? You got to love it.
Never once, ever have I been charged for anything to do with any of what you're talking about.
Again, non-determinative waving of unfound facts. No one's discovered me yet. Bro. Your thing from the UK was already determined to be a pyramid scheme. So what do you mean no one's found you for... Come on.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
Okay, I do it every day for 15 years in this country, and you're telling me we have something illegal? Please. They're a little swifter than that, okay? Clearly, every evidence you have is irrelevant because I've been doing it for 15 years. 15 years.
Maybe if I say the words 15 years again, this will all go away.
That's a long time.
You know what we were told?
What?
That we're kind of the leaders in scam land, that we are a haven and incubator for pyramid schemes. Heard that. Maybe you're the guy. Maybe you're one of them. And maybe his business is coming.
The brazen bravado to double down, to look somebody straight in the eyes and lie. That's the most unforgivable thing about these scammers, is the willing deception. It's psychopathy, you know, in my opinion. You have to be a fucking psychopath to be willing to scam people over and over. 15 years! For 15 years! And still defend it and still sleep at night and look in the mirror every day.
Coming soon to a hotel room near you.
Thank you very much.
For more of what only Marketplace will tell you, check out our tip sheet at cbc.ca/marketplace. Next week on Marketplace, we heard from you, so Erica Johnson's on the trail of a confusing
Erica Johnson, any relation to Scott Johnson?
contest. A mountain of mail.
In about a year, there was 232 letters that came to him.
And a message some folks find baffling.
Grand prize winner. This sounds very exciting.
Should we find out what's in here? Sure. All right. Let's just see what...
People spend thousands trying to win.
Okay, that looks interesting. But so here's... I know you all want to know. So what happened with Alan Kipax? Well, let's start here. pyramidschemealert.org. This is Robert FitzPatrick's website. From 2011, Canadian police bring criminal fraud charges against MLM Business in Motion. Where's the Kanye sound effect?
Gotcha.
Gotcha. RCMP in the province of Manitoba have brought criminal fraud charges against a prominent multi-level marketing company, its president, and 12 of its promoters. You'll absolutely love to see that. Oh, can't find that page. The prosecution... Whoa. Okay, here we go. Sorry, I wasn't recording there. Pyramid scheme... So what happened to Alan Kipax and Business in Motion? This is from Pyramid Scheme Alert, Robert FitzPatrick's website from 2011. Canadian police bring criminal fraud charges against MLM Business in Motion. Where's my...
Gotcha.
RCMP in the province of Manitoba have brought criminal fraud charges against a prominent MLM company, its president, and 12 of its promoters. Its president and 12 of its promoters. The prosecution is a clear warning to any consumer about the risks of joining or recruiting for a multi-level marketing company. Previous lack of prosecution or claims of legality by the company are no protection. The MLM company had never been prosecuted. It held public recruitment meetings all over Canada, advertised with billboards, and had thousands of loyal supporters. The MLM Business in Motion. Okay, yeah, he was on that. We just watched that. Hidden cameras and microphones. He was later interviewed. The company president, Alan Kipax, now charged with criminal fraud, aggressively defended BIM on the same show, arguing the company had never been prosecuted or even investigated. Well, that defeats that. Crime Busters Now. Yes, this is David Thornton's website. Let's see. Is it still active? It is. Oh, well, hasn't been updated in a long time. Alan Kipax sued for $10 million. Wow. Crazy. Oh, he updated it in 2021. Well, good for you, David. Okay. This is just retreading what happened there. The news program also showed how the Competition Bureau remained silent in the face of mounting evidence of fraud. The Competition Bureau still has not prosecuted the scheme or even issued a warning to consumers. So who brought the fraud charges then? Oh, the RCMP did. Oh, okay. So then, follow-up. 2014, pyramid scheme victims win $6.5 million in BC lawsuit. The search begins for missing money taken by Alan Kipax in vacation Search begins for missing money taken by Alan Kipax in vacation package investment scam. This is from 2014. So 5 years after that video was filmed that we just watched. A federal court judge has awarded $6.5 million to an estimated 2,000 investors who put money into the Ultra Life Club through a Mississauga corporation called BIM. So let's see. 6.5 million divided by how many? 2,000 people. So they each got $3,250. They got their $3,200 back, which is good. 2,000. That's a lot of people. That's really good, actually. The company was run by Alan Kipax, exposed in CBC Marketplace investigation. People attending meetings were asked to pay a $3,200 entrance fee to buy vacation packages worth $9,000 they could then sell to others. Mark Cazzetto launched a class action lawsuit after he lost $3,200 in a pyramid scheme run by Alan Kipax, winning $6.5 million for all of Kipax's victims. What a legend. Mark Cazzetto. I got to talk to him. Whoa. He says he just wanted access to cheap travel. Instead, he was taken for a ride, losing thousands of dollars in the pyramid scheme. Cazzetto was so upset he launched a class action. We were all duped. I just wanted to see everybody get back what they put in. In fact, Kipax's vacation packages weren't even good deals. They were cheaper travel packages on the internet, and his business continually needed more recruits to keep profits flowing to those at the top. A scheme the court described as a classic pyramid scheme. Let's see. In 2011, he was charged with running a pyramid scheme, counts that are still outstanding. Okay, so that's separate from the class action. In 2012, he was charged with operating a grow-op before weed was legal. I know, boys and girls, weed used to not be legal. In 2010, he was found guilty of taking part in a fatal Toronto street race. So, illegal drugs at the time, they were illegal. Killing people in a street race. Did a year in jail for it. A pyramid scheme scammer. I mean, we're dealing with the absolute top pick. The best apple of the bunch. Absolutely. Now he is facing deportation to Britain. Oh, he never struck me as a Brit. The victory against him in court could be a hollow one. No one knows where the missing money went. Oh shit. So that means those people might not have actually got the money back even though it was ordered. His lawyer says the hunt is on to find... No, Cazzetto's lawyer says the hunt is on to find the missing money before Kipax is deported. Someone must know where the money went, and I want people to tell me about that. Where is it? He couldn't have spent it all, so it's somewhere. Damn. No fucking way. So did he end up going to jail? Did he end up getting deported? Did he end up... What happened? Okay, here. There's another update from 2015 I just found. Oh, fuck, I don't want to watch Illuminati. What happened to Illuminati, by the way? Is she still around? Oh, she stopped. Damn. Fuck, her views fell off badly, and then she stopped uploading a year ago. Jeez. Fucking. Don't let me get caught up in this drama. I forgot about her. Illuminati. Oh, yeah, Legal Eagle was talking. Oh, yeah, bro. Oh, no, not a 2 million view video about how she destroyed her career in 7 seconds. Not a 20-minute video with 4.7 million views flaming her. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Good goshy gosh. Not Legal Eagle talking about her. Not another one getting 1 million views about her. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I can't believe you've done this. You tried to fucking body Legal Eagle and he bodied you in the face. Sorry, what am I searching? Oh, yeah, here we go. Okay. Business in Motion. This is from March 16th, 2015, day after my birthday. The Court of Appeal dismissed the appeal judgment filed by Alan Kipax, bodied. This means that the $6.5 million judgment is final, and we now have 10 years to try and collect that amount. Okay, so that's just now, 10 years. We have pursued many leads received from potential class members. However, so far, none of these leads have been fruitful. If you have any information that may help us collect money or assets. Damn, so these poor people have been waiting for like 16 years. Check back on this website from time to time to see if there are any developments. update, June 2014. We were successful in opposing the motion to set aside default judgment brought by Alan Kipax and BIM. This means that the judgment against Kipax and BIM was upheld. We will now continue the execution phase of litigation, which will involve trying to collect money owing to class members. If you would like to read the decision, click here. Damn. June 2014. Okay, let's keep going. The latest update. He tried to get the default judgment set aside. That was denied. January 2014. We were successful in obtaining summary judgment. Wait, January. No, it's going backwards. March is the most recent one. March 2015 takes place after January 2015. Damn, so what? I mean, is this the last update? Alan Kipax? Damn. No way. Anticlimactic ending, huh? Damn. I can't believe you've done this, Alan Kipax. Shit. So, hold on, let me find out. Alan Kipax scammer, if I search that. Okay, here. Something from February 2015. Winnipeg Sun. Pyramid schemer deported to UK. Convicted fraudster Alan Kipax was 2 years old when he and his family left their native England for Canada. 46 years later, it's bye-bye to the maple leaf and back bacon and hello Union Jack and mushy peas. So cheesy. All right. Here's one article, Winnipeg Sun, 2015, February 2015. Pyramid schemer deported to UK. Convicted fraudster Alan Kipax was 2 years old when he and his family left their native England for Canada. 46 years later, it's bye-bye to the maple leaf and back bacon and hello Union Jack and mushy peas. So cheesy. Kipax was sentenced Wednesday to 5.5 months time served for his role orchestrating a get-rich-quick scheme. That's it? That cheated investors out of millions of dollars. Damn. So, okay, apparently the price of making millions of dollars through scamming is 5.5 months in jail. He will be deported to England within days. Kipax was sentenced last December, but in a last-minute reversal, told court he wanted to withdraw his guilty plea. After retaining a new lawyer, he abandoned the move. Okay, so he was scrambling. A number of local junior BIM recruits have already been sentenced for promoting the Ontario-based pyramid scheme. Damn. Court has heard participants in the scheme were enticed to make individual investments between $3,200 and $3,600 and promised financial rewards for bringing in additional investors. Seminar attendees were told if they met certain recruitment. Seminar attendees were told if they met certain recruitment goals, they could make as much as $100,000. Insane. Defense lawyer Tim Valgerdson argued the BIM business model is similar to the one used for lingerie or candle parties. This is true. That's absolutely true. Which is unfortunate because, you know, these people always try to hide behind, well, we're just like Amway. We're just like, you know, whatever. They even mention Amway in that CBC Marketplace documentary, which is why I bring it up. It was never their intention that anyone lose money, his lawyer said. Mr. Kipax thought he was operating within the law. Oh, yeah, he didn't know. Investors launched a class action lawsuit and in February won a $6.5 million judgment against BIM and Kipax. In 2010, he was sentenced to 3 years in prison for an Ontario car crash that, killed his cousin and seriously injured 2 people. After this conviction, immigration officials revoked Kipax's residency status. In July 2012, Kipax was one of 8 Brantford, Ontario residents arrested after police seized $20 million worth of marijuana. I mean, man. So that's it then. They just never got the money back? There's another website. Who is Alan Kipax? He's probably changed his name now to something else. Oh, hold on. Is this new? Whoa. Updated September 13th, 2025. That's today. Or does it just say that because I clicked it? The purpose of this site is to bring awareness about Long Arm Legal and the individual behind it, Alan Kipax. Oh, no. He's currently involved in a multi-level marketing scam that sells worthless products and has been shut down in England and Canada. His current endeavor is Home Run International, also known as Home Run Opportunity. Please don't tell me he's still doing this. Are you serious? Home Run International? Oh, can't be reached. He is currently settled in the Philippines. Of course he has. And is setting up a duplicate company of BIM called Home Run Opportunity and Home Run International. I can't believe you've done that. Here, let's see if one of these sites works. No. Okay. Damn. Are you serious, dude? None of these links work. None of these links even work. He also created a website, Long Arm Legal, to which he pretends he is a law firm and investigates, which is actually harassment. Oh my God. The website is now down and has not been renewed. Wow. Known aliases. Alan Kipax has the following aliases: Jack Masterson, Mark Santos. Oh my God. Facebook Messenger. Oh my God. Are you serious, dude? This guy just doesn't know when to fucking quit. He's just so deep in it. It's like, what am I going to do now? I can't go back to Canada. I owe them millions over there. You know, UK, I don't have a good reputation in the UK. Jeez Louise, dude. Oh, they have screenshots from his website. Okay, that's cool. I wonder if there's more updates on their Twitter. They say there is. Okay, 2020 was the last update. AlanKipax.com. Nope, nothing. Fuck, eh? Wow. That's really something, isn't it, dude? Well, that's the last update we have about Alan Kipax. Apparently, allegedly, living in the Philippines, still trying to scam and threaten people. Maybe going by the name... Jack Masterson or Mark Santos. I know this is kind of crazy, but do I dare just go on Facebook and search Jack Masterson? It's such a specific name that, who knows, maybe it'll come up with something, right? Jack Masterson. Let's just see. That would be fucking crazy, right? Although he's probably changed it again, because how easy is it to just come up with a new alias? Actually, Jack Masterson. There's a lot of Jack Mastersons on Facebook, y'all. I'm sorry to tell you. What was the other one? Mark Santos. I mean, that one's going to be even more difficult to find. Mark Santos. It's like Michael DeSanta from GTA 5. Craziness. Yeah, I can't find him. Wow. You know, the fact that no justice came to him is sort of the most poetic thing of this whole video, because it shows how useless the regulators have been since way back. These people just are allowed to continue scamming on and on and on, and it's very rare that criminal charges are brought against them. And when it's a regulator like the Federal Trade Commission in the US, for example, they can't even bring criminal charges. Only like the FBI, Department of Justice, etc. can bring criminal charges. SEC is... Can the SEC bring criminal... Am I getting them mixed up? No, not the SEC. Yeah, like DOJ. So these regulators can't even bring criminal charges. They can only impose like fines and penalties, like to refrain from doing certain things, like, okay, you're not allowed to be you're not allowed to be part of an MLM company in the future, for example. It's just not enough. It's not been enough. These people still continue to use the same tricks, calling the police, talking about that they're disturbing the peace, lawsuits, saying that their words, saying that journalists who expose them are defaming them or threatening. I mean, even in the most recent video I put out before this about Patrick Bet-David on Jubilee, the guy points out how if you want to join PHP, you have to pay a recruitment fee, which is true. And Patrick, be very careful defaming. I mean, these people just use the same dirty tricks over and over and over again. And, one day, everyone will have been against this. As much as there are still people who try to argue in comments and troll and defend it, one day, everyone will have been against this. Just like one day, everyone, just like everyone now is against slavery and thought, oh, how could that ever have been a thing, and blah, blah, blah. One day, everyone will be against this. And, hopefully this internet age that we all live in is what pushes things over the edge and actually causes the change. Once again, boys and girls, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. So, yeah, shout out Robert FitzPatrick. There it is, infiltrating a pyramid scheme from way back with the hidden camera way back in 2009, baby. Based If True says MLMs are just financial debate bros, and much like debate bros, don't know much about the topic they debate about. So true. I've been a Ugandan warlord for 15 years. Obviously, I'm doing something right. Yep. Illuminati had a huge scandal, and she's basically cooked. Yep. She's tried making channels under a different alias. The government should pay those monies immediately. It happened under their nose. Yeah, it's not like they weren't notified of it, right? Like, at what point are they being, what's it called? Negligent. Jack Masterson. Sounds like jacking off backwards. What? The rare few banned from MLM always come back. Yep. Sucks. Sucky poo. Sucky poo poo. If I can say it in a mature way. Sucky poo poo is what I would say. Okay. Some of y'all asked me about this update about the Latina mommy at the gym. I don't have an update on that because I haven't seen her again. I was at the gym today, but I didn't see her. Look, I don't care. Some of y'all are thinking, I know I was like doing a whole bit about blah, 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 and we're going to get married and this and that, but I actually don't care. I actually don't care. Like I said, when I first talked about it, I had seen her there before, and I never was compelled to talk to her before. What I wanted to add on as a comment about what I was saying in the last stream was this. I talked about how you can't pretend this is like a guy thing, but I hope this will actually be helpful to girls watching this as well. And I think it will, but who knows? Anyways, bear with me if you're, bear with me if you care. What I meant when I said that you need to not pretend you don't care, but you need to not actually care. And how do you do that? And I said it comes with experience. But what I wanted to expand on that a little bit. Basically, I'm not as wise as I'm going to be one day. When I'm 35, when I'm 39, when I'm 45, I'll be much wiser than I am at 29, okay? But I've lived a lot of life. I've met a lot of people. I've seen a lot of things. I've done a lot. What I mean by you need to actually not care and how you actually not care is by going through enough things in life that make the novel experience of like getting with a girl not as compelling as when you were 19. When you're 19 and you hook up with a girl, it's like, oh yeah, like that's the coolest thing in the world, right? Because it's a novel experience. You probably haven't done it a ton. What else do you know that's exhilarating? Once you go through life and you've traveled to a few countries and you've met a lot of people and you you know, you were working at a job that you thought was going to be your career, and then you got fired or you got laid off or whatever, COVID happened or something. And then you had a girlfriend who you gave everything to, and then it turned out she was cheating on you, and you get your heart broken, and then you know, pick yourself back up, and you're, you know, trying to focus on the next thing, and then your best friend of 9 years betrays you, and you go to the gym for years, and you're trying to eat, and you try to bulk by, you know, dirty bulking, and you fuck it up, and you get fat, and then you lose the weight again, and then you do it right, on and on and on and on. And this happens over the course of many years. Once you've gone through all of these things, the novelty of the mortal earthly pleasures of just like linking up with a girl becomes something that you don't really care about as much. Okay? And I already experienced that. I already feel that at 29. I'm not going to be tricked. You know, I'm not going to play games, you know? So I feel like I've become immune to, what's that Drake lyric where he's like, this is not the same Drake from 4 years ago. Girl, don't start with me or whatever. This is not the same Drake from 4 years ago, y'all. This is certainly not the same Drake from 4 years ago. And, you know, anyways, that's all I really wanted to say about that. But, and also, the gal, bro, the gal, Marco talking sucky poo poo straight to the Latina gal, yeah. The gal, I don't know. There's a saying. No, what's the saying? I don't know what the saying. All right, Base of True says, the problem is it's more akin to a cult with the tactics and language they use, like the Kia car salesman guy who trains his people to join the cult. Is that a thing with Kia? It's an operation based on financial faith like NFTs and crypto, Lamau. Marco talking, yeah, okay. Trey Tino, what up? How late are you? It's almost over, but I'm about to be in Discord for the first time in 25 billion years. Every guy says they're immune to the simp mindset, and I see many fail. Yep. My dad got the girl from his gym's phone number and texted me about it. Hell yeah, Trey Tino. Hell yeah. I like that. It's the worst thing you can do. It's the worst thing you can do as a guy. Is fall for that trap, bro. It'll get you in bad situations. It'll mess with your health. You know, it's not good. No mas. Okay, let me see this. I'm gonna go right here. I'm gonna open Discord and link here. I'm gonna click Start Virtual Camera, and I'm gonna go. Okay, and I'm gonna go. Put the fireplace on, and I'm gonna take this off, and I'm gonna start Virtual Camera. Then I'm gonna go into Discord, and I'm gonna go into multi-level Marco, and I'm gonna go into the opportunity call, and I'm gonna change my audio output to my test my headphones, right? And then I'm not hearing it. All right, let's see. I'm in there. Can y'all hear that? No, okay. All right, so that's it. I'm in there. Penis fly trap. Oh my god. Yep. Okay. On that note, we'll stop. But that's it. Discord voice chat. I'm in there. If you want to chat with me, let's see. Let's do an experiment. It's been a while since I've done this, but join the Discord. If you're not in there, click the Discord voice chat thing. I already see there's one person in there, Jessica the Pilot. You can mute yourself if you want. But this is the after party stream where you're gonna see me in there, but I'm not gonna it's basically this. I'll be streaming my camera and my audio, but it's more interactive. So this is the exclusive. All right. So yeah, okay, it is going through my headphones now. Okay, good. So thank you guys for being here again, and I'll see you on Wednesday. And yeah, follow my Instagram, always Marco. New post, new Baller Busters post on there. And yeah, okay. Peace.
Marco.
Type shit.